Hello humans, and welcome back to another episode of RD2H Road to Happiness, building our dream realities one life lesson at a time. Now I apologize, I realize I look like a little boy in this episode, and the fact that I wear this hoodie like every other episode, but you know what? I'm not gonna change for you guys, I just got back from the gym. Anyway, so this week we're gonna be talking about how I've been falling off my habits, and how even the people that you think are consistent and you think are doing everything that you can't do, and the ambitious people who are just built differently are fighting the exact same fight you're fighting right now. The difference is they're winning more battles. The fact is, you don't wake up one day and you're consistent. You literally fight that freaking battle that is so annoying every single day. And there are days where you win, there are weeks where you lose. There are also things that you can do that I'm doing right now that you can implement in order to win more of those battles, win more days. Because the more days you win, the more those compound. You're not gonna win every day. Let's be so fucking for real. You're not gonna win every day. But the more you win, the better you are long term. So let's get into what that looks like for me right now. RD2H Road to Happiness, building our dream realities one life lesson at a time. Anyways, so the biggest thing for me this year has been cycles. I can literally outrun anybody, but I can't keep it up for long. I'll be on my shit for a few weeks, and then I fall off or I burn myself out and I need a recovery period. And my mentor right now at work is so frustrated with me because he knows my potential. He knows what I could do, okay? And he's just like, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, dude, if I could just fucking do it, I'd be doing it. If everybody could just be consistent, we'd all have six packs, okay? If everybody could just do it when they say they're gonna do it, everybody would have $1 million. I wouldn't be really competing in brokerage because everybody would be doing brokerage, right? So he's frustrated because he knows my potential. I'm frustrated because I know my potential, and it's just I keep falling off, and I keep showing that I can do the thing for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes a month. My longest streak was 3 months. 3 months without falling off. But you know what? After every single one of those streaks, I eventually fall the fuck off, right? And so it's almost a paradox in my mind right now because everybody around me in my life, at work, my friends back home even, they're like, bro, you work so hard, you're so consistent, how do you do what you do? How do you deal with it? How are you working that much? How are you being so consistent? How are you doing what you're doing? And to me in my everyday life, I'm like, bro, I'm not even fucking doing it. I'm falling off all the time. And so what it made me think about this week is the vision that we have in our heads about people, the people that you think are doing amazing, and you're like, why can't I be like them? Why don't I have that thing that they have? Why can't I be as consistent as them? Why can't I be as fit as them? Why can't I go to the gym as much as them? Why can't I work as hard as them? You think they have it. You think they have this thing. You think that they're just ambitious. You think that they're just consistent, that they have something that you don't have. But in reality, they're fighting the same battle that you're fighting every single day. I'm fighting this battle every single day. And people think that I'm just ambitious. And it's yeah, I am ambitious, actually. But it's because I'm fighting this battle in my brain. I got addicted to fighting the fight. And I lose the fight a lot more than people see behind closed doors, behind, the people who just see my day-to-day life. When I'm the only person living in my head, right? I'm the only one that knows when I'm losing the battle, and I lose the battle so often. So it's a little weird to see people see me in a light I don't see myself. Because we're always trying to be a better version of ourselves, and that feeling of the fight never changes. We just get a little bit better. So, like I said in the last episode, I look up to my mentor and I'm like, how do you work 12-hour days consistently? I could sit in the office for 12 hours. That's not a problem. I can put myself in a position where I'm working for 12 hours, but I can't do deep, consistent work for 12 hours. He can. And I'm like, how do you do that? But then somebody in the office is looking at me and they're saying, she's in the office for 12 hours. How is she doing that? And I know I'm not maximizing those 12 hours, so it's not good enough for me because I've already broken the seal where I could be there for 12 hours, but I haven't broken that next step where I could produce 12 hours worth of work. So somebody's looking at me thinking, how is she staying for 12 hours? And I'm looking at my mentor thinking, how is he doing actual work for 12 hours? There's always another step to take, but the fight and the battle and the feeling of why can't I do it is the same. Anyways, so for the last like few weeks, I've been falling into my old habits. Okay, I stopped going to the gym. One day turned into 2 days, which turned into like 2 weeks. Because I stopped going to the gym, I stopped eating right. I literally was surrounded by like McDonald's, Domino's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, like the worst fast foods that you could imagine. And I'm looking around knowing I'm falling into these bad habits, and then I have like literal proof because my apartment is full of fast food bags. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? But I can't stop. I'm literally eating like 1 meal a day. And not only that, I don't have a lot of money right now, and I'm burning through my money eating out fast food garbage like 1 meal a day. I feel sick. But because I'm not eating, I don't want to go back to the gym. So it's literally a chain reaction. I stopped going to the gym, so I stopped eating right. But when I stop eating right, I stop eating good, and I stop eating enough. So then I have low energy. So then I don't want to go back to the gym because I'm not eating. And then since I'm already in a cycle of not going to the gym, instead of doing something after work, I just come home and I like lay in my bed and I watch TV. And because I'm watching TV, I stay up really late because I'm like, you know, comfortable and addicted to the TV. So then I'm up super late and like cutting into my sleep time. So then because I'm cutting in my sleep time, I can't wake up as early for work. So then I'm pressing snooze on the alarm. And I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking waking up right now, literally over my dead body, and I just keep pressing snooze. And it's not even good sleep. It's literally not even good sleep because I'll set the alarm for the time I want to wake up, and then I'm like, fuck that, and I press 10 minutes snooze, and then every single 10 minutes I'll press snooze for the next 2 hours. So it's not even like I'm getting 2 hours of good sleep. I'm literally waking up every 10 minutes to press snooze. So now I'm tired, I'm guilty, and I am like malnutritioned, or however the fuck you say that word. And the worst part of it all is I'm so hyperly conscious aware of it. So there's signs everywhere. My kitchen is a mess, so I won't cook. The fast food is literally surrounding me. I'm waking up late to work, but my bosses don't really care because they know how much work I do. And when all of those stack together, I start to decline on my production at work. So I might be at the office late, but am I actually producing the amount of work for how long I'm staying? Like, I'm in sales, so it doesn't really matter what time you clock in or clock out. It's completely, you know, what's your productivity? I'm in one of those fields where it's like, nobody gives a fuck how much work you do, it's what do you produce. So I slowly am trickling into letting my life literally collapse right now. Like I said, it started with the gym, and it trickled down into every part of my life, to the point where on weekends I usually go surfing, I go hiking, I go to church. This weekend, bro, I kept going. I just laid in bed all weekend feeling like a piece of shit, and I skipped church, I skipped everything. And then at like 5 o'clock on Sunday, I said, fuck it, if I'm gonna do one thing, I'm gonna go surfing. Even then, I negotiated with myself. I was like, do I go to the gym or do I go surfing? And I knew surfing was pushing it. I'm like, you're gonna drive 40 minutes all the way to Malibu. It's 5 o'clock, you're not gonna get home till 9, you gotta be up in the morning, like negotiation. I said, fuck it, I'll go. Anyways, so I've been in like this giant hole of the gym turned into my entire life, and I'm like, bro, you are not operating in the way that I want you to operate. You're getting comfortable. And that comfortability is disgusting. Literally, look at the fast food bags around you. Look at your dirty kitchen. Look at the fact that you haven't been in the gym in weeks. Look at your low productivity. You're one of those people that comes up home from work and does absolutely nothing but lay in your bed. And so then your life is just work. Like, it's disgusting. I'm disgusted with myself. And some of you might be listening to this like, oh, you're too hard on yourself. Like, it's okay to, you know, relax sometimes. Like, you don't have to be going all of the time. But it's not even like good. It doesn't feel good, okay? When you have fast food all around you, when you're eating like shit, when you're laying in bed after work and doing absolutely nothing because you're so tired from work, okay, when you're doing nothing on your weekends and you're not actually going and living your life and you're just consuming, you're a consumer, that's not even fun. It's not fucking fun. It's not cool. It's not, oh, you're like, be easy on yourself. Like, I don't feel good about myself, okay? I feel good about myself when I'm on my fucking shit, because I could be proud of myself, and because I'm living a life that's not on a screen, that's not in a bed, that's not in four walls. I'm outside living my life, okay? When I fall into these cycles, which I know all of us fall into, we're all guilty of it, and we all hate it equally. We can make as many excuses as we want. It sucks. It fucking sucks to be a consumer, bedrotter, TikTok scroller, like, it sucks. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't give you any sense of dopamine. It gives you comfortability and then guilt. And so, like I said, I'm fully aware. And that's like the number one key. Be fully aware that you're in one of those cycles. I'm looking around and I'm like, I am in a very not good routine right now. I have no structure. I let go of all the structure in my life. I let go of all the routines. I let go of all the habits that fucking suck when you have to choose to do them, but long term make your life actually happier. Like, going to the gym sucks. Long term, it makes you happier. Okay? Cleaning your apartment sucks. Long term, it makes you happier. Doing the shit you have to do at work every single day, it fucking sucks. But long term, it makes you happier than being a loser laying in bed all day. But I was so deep in it that, like, even though I knew I needed to get out of it, I was like, dude, the mountain sounds so big. Like, you're telling me I need to start going to the gym, and then I need to start eating right, and then I need to start hitting my goals at work every single day, and then I need to start making time for myself to do, like, activities outside of work, and then I need to sleep right on top of that, and then I need to meal prep every week. Like, when I think about getting out of the rut I'm in, I'm like, one thing leads to another, and I'm looking at a mountain that makes me overwhelmed, and then I'm like, no, bro. Like, literally, no, I'm gonna order another round of McDonald's. And so, I've realized that my consistency issue isn't that I'm never gonna slip. We're all gonna slip. The people that you look up to the most, they slip. The difference is, can you make that, like, bad period of ordering McDonald's every single fucking day into a few weeks rather than years? Because some of us will sleepwalk through years of doing that, years of being comfortable, years of coming home from work and doing absolutely nothing. The ones who, like, actually end up getting to where they want to be and the person that they want to be, it lasts months, and then it lasts weeks, and then it lasts days. And if you can just shorten that gap of how long you let yourself stay there, that's how you ultimately win. Because this battle of consistency, the battle of wanting to be that person you want to be, it's literally never going to end. Like I said, my biggest consistency streak year to date, going to the gym, doing everything I need, meal prepping, eating, all of that mountain that's, like, exhausting, 3 months. I've done it for 3 months, and then I fell off. But that fall off was like 2 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so it's turning into weeks now. And then hopefully this next time that I get back on my shit, it's gonna be 4 months. And I guarantee you I fall off again. But maybe instead of 3 weeks, it's 2 weeks it takes me to recover. And that recovery is, like, little by little, and getting back into it is the hardest part. There's, like, a barrier. Okay, when you're in one of these ruts that I'm in right now, getting back on your shit is so much harder than just staying on your shit to start with. Okay, it's so much harder to get back into consistency than it is to just be consistent. I'm starting small. I, like, literally was going to skip going surfing yesterday. And I was like, you said that you're gonna go surfing once a week, every single week, and you haven't missed. And you're really gonna miss right now. So even though I missed every single one of my goals last week, I forced myself to go surfing. And that's another one thing that didn't slack. You know, I almost didn't record 2 episodes this week. And I said, dude, you've been consistent for 3 months recording 2 episodes. Just record a fucking episode, okay? Keep the consistency streak. Everything else, though, gone. The gym, the food, the work, everything. The consistency streak's gone. So I kind of stopped it right before I lost every piece of habit and was like, yo, can we just keep something simple? It's not that hard to record. It's not that hard to go surfing. But that led me into, okay, what was the key that forced all of this bad in the first place? And I know exactly what it was. It was the gym. For me, the gym is, like, literally non-negotiable. If I don't have the gym in my life, everything else falls apart. Like I said, I stopped going to the gym, so I stopped having an appetite. So then I stopped wanting to cook. So then I start eating like shit. But then because I'm eating like shit, I don't have a lot of energy. So then I'm having a bad sleep. So then I'm not working. It just all trickles when I don't go to the gym. So I knew that what I had to do was get back in the gym. But after taking the break, the last thing I wanted to do today was go to the fucking gym. So what did I do? I made it so that there was less friction in my day. I packed my gym clothes, I took them to work, I said I'm gonna change at work and I'm gonna go straight to the gym. But again, because I'm not eating that good, I felt like shit at work. I felt so sick. I literally had a point at work today where I had, like, was overheating and I had to put a wet towel on my head because I was like, I don't feel good. So what does my brain do? It starts negotiating. Well, you don't feel good, so you shouldn't go to the gym today. And I consciously know that I don't feel good because I'm not going to the fucking gym. And in my car, my headphones aren't there, so then I drive home. What happens when you drive home? well, your bed is right there. So I lay in my bed and I negotiate again. Well, I can't go to the gym right now because I haven't eaten. So I'm gonna make some food and I'm gonna eat, and then I'll go to the gym. So then I lay in my bed, I eat, and then I start watching YouTube. And one YouTube video turns into 2 YouTube videos, which turns into 3. And then it's 8:30 p.m. And I'm like, well, it's 8:30 now. Like, am I really gonna go to the gym? Like, I have to wake up for work tomorrow. And then I caught myself and I said, bro, I need you to do this for me. Like, I literally am talking to myself. I'm like, I need you to do this for me. I need you to go to the fucking gym, please. And I saw this video that was like, if you count down to 3 and then just make the push, because it's like literally a shove you have to do to get yourself to start a task. If you count down to 3 and then just go at 3, you give yourself a little better probability of actually getting up. So I lay in my bed and I go, we're gonna get up for the gym in 3, 2, 1, go. And I get up and I grab my keys and I go to the gym. Now the entire time I'm driving to the gym, I'm literally negotiating with myself. I'm like, oh, I'm driving to the gym, but I'm literally, as I'm driving there, thinking about getting to the gym and like not really working out and coming home. And then the other side of me is talking to me. And I'm like, Natalie, I need you to do this for me. Natalie, like, if you love me, you'll do this for me. Natalie, like, I need you to care about me like you would care about somebody else. I need you to go to the gym. I know you don't want to, but I need you to go to the gym. And the entire drive there is actually, like, terrible. It's an existential crisis of me talking to myself, begging myself to just do this one thing for me. And then negotiations continue. When I get to the gym, I run a mile every single day that I go to the gym. That's like how I warm up. I run 1 mile. Usually I run that mile at 6.5 on the treadmill. I said, Natalie, you don't have to do that today. Okay, I started at 5.8. I brought that shit down to 5.5. By the time I was done, it was at 5. And I jogged. That's so slow for me, running at 5. Then I don't even know what the speed monitor is, or like how, I don't know what how they calculate it, you know, like, is it miles per an hour, is it, I don't fucking know, kilometers, I don't know. Anyway, but the 5 on the treadmill, I put it at 5. That's slow for me, and I just jogged, and it sucked the entire time. And I was like, Natalie, I don't even care if you jog, I'm just happy that you're here. I need you to do a mile, not 0.5 miles, not 0.8 miles, not 0.95. I need you to do 1 mile. I don't care if you walk it, you jog it, you run it, you're doing 1, okay? And somewhere in the mile it got a little bit easier, but I was negotiating myself the whole time. I'm like, it's only at 0.5, it's only at 0.6, it's only at 0.7, all the way to 1. But I did the 1 mile. And then negotiation continued. The entire fucking workout, I'm negotiating with myself. I finished the mile, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's our first day back. And how many of us do this? It's our first day back. I did the mile. I'm really proud of myself. I think that's enough. I said, Natalie, no, I need you to do a whole workout. Because you're going to be doing a whole workout every single day now. We need to get back on what we used to be doing. So I need you to do the whole workout. Because I need you to train your brain to do a whole workout again. So I go do my arm sets. And again, I said, Natalie, I don't need you to max out. I don't need you to do all 5, you know, exercises. I need you to do 2 of the most important. I need you to do 3 reps of them, and I need you to do them correctly. The entire time I'm doing my arm workout, I'm like trying to negotiate. Okay, we just finished 2 sets. My arms are shaking. I mean, it's our first day back. Do I really need to do the 3rd set? And again, I'm like, Natalie, I need you to do the 3rd set because I need you to do 3 sets every single fucking day now because we're getting back on our shit. So there's no negotiation. I usually do 3 different workouts and I do 3 sets of 10 on each of them. I said you only need to do 2 workouts, but you need to do 3 sets of 10 on each of them. And that fucking sucked. I had to literally stop so many times and just sit there and stare at myself in the mirror. I was literally just staring at myself in the mirror. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to. I'm like, I don't care. I need you to do 3 sets of 10. And then after my main workout, so I always run a mile, I do my main workout, and then I do my ab routine. And that's like my gym, right? So arms was my main workout today. And after my arms, I was like, dude, we ran the mile, we did the arms. Like, you're really gonna make me do abs right now? Like, I think that's enough for day 1. And again, I was like, Natalie, we need to train our brain to do the things that we don't want to do on the days we don't want to do them. You know this is going to be the suckiest day. It's the first day back in the gym. It's not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be complete. It doesn't have to be perfect. It needs to be completed so that my brain knows that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm training my brain. I do the abs, but you know what? I usually do the abs with a 10-pound weight. I used no weights today. I said, again, I don't need you to max out. I don't need you to push yourself. You don't need to hold a 10-pound weight, but I do need you to do the entire routine. Because if you can get used to doing the entire routine, I know that I'll get stronger. And if I do no weight for 3-4 days, all of a sudden that feels easy and I'll naturally pick up a 10-pound weight. And if I do 10-pound weight for 2-3 weeks, that becomes easy and I'll naturally pick up a 15-pound weight. So I don't need you to do what you usually do. I just need you to do. Because every time I negotiate with myself and I say, oh, I'm not going to do abs today, then all of a sudden tomorrow it becomes okay to not do abs too. And that's how we end up in these cycles. Like when I said I wasn't going to go to the gym for one day and it turned into 3 weeks. And I ended up now having to build consistency. I'm not as strong as I was when I stopped at the gym. Okay, even the no weights, I could feel it in my abs. That's literally pathetic for me. And now I'm starting muscle from scratch, and not just actual muscle, like physical muscle. I'm starting the brain muscle from scratch, and that sucks. But that's the thing. The people that you think are so consistent, like how do they go to the gym every single day? How do they do that every single day? Like I wish I could do that. They're no different from you. They've trained the brain muscle of doing something that they don't want to do when they don't want to do it longer, harder, more consistently than you have. And therefore, it's easier for them to do the things that they don't want to do, but they know are better for them because that muscle is trained. It's easier for me after 4 years of fighting myself, because that's when I started this growth journey 4 years ago. After 4 years of constantly falling off, getting back on, falling off, getting back on, it's easier for me to sit here and say, yo, I'm in a bad cycle, and force myself to go to the gym and do the things I don't want to do. Now, am I where I want to be? Absolutely not. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Nowhere near as disciplined, nowhere near as consistent, nowhere near where that brain muscle I want it to be. It's nowhere near where I want it to be. But it's better than it was 4 years ago. I can now sit here and say, Natalie, this is what I need you to do. I need you to do the things that you don't want to do in a complete form, even if it's not your strongest, because I know that that's training myself that tomorrow I'm more likely to do my entire workout than I would have been if I skipped reps today. And so, like, no matter where you are on the chain, whether you're like the athlete or you are the top producer at your firm or you are the straight A student, that battle never goes away. That I don't want to do this right now never goes away. Some days it's easier. Some days you're in a flow, but you're not going to be in a flow every day. Some days it feels like I'm walking on water. When I really get into my structure and my habits and my consistency, I'm like, yo, it's getting easier. And then I fall off again and I have to start the battle all over again. Like, the battle never ends. You just start winning more days. And like I said, when you're winning more days, they compound. And when they compound, you see more results. So everybody on the outside just sees you getting results. Everybody on the outside just sees you're in shape. They see you're doing well at work. They see you're getting straight A's. They don't see the battle that you're fighting every single day to do that, which is the same battle they're fighting. They're just not winning. Like, they're just not winning. And it takes a while to build that muscle of getting to the point where you're winning more than you're losing. And once you're winning more than you're losing, it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier to get back on because you know what it feels like to win. Once you know what it feels like to win, you know that when you're not winning, it's by choice. So that was this week's life lesson. The goal is to keep winning more days. The goal is to keep being 1% better than you were yesterday and to get those streaks where you are winning longer and the ones where you're losing shorter. And to keep doing that until what you want eventually compounds, until it becomes identity. Because once it becomes identity, you're no longer forcing it. And to get it to identity, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of consciously deciding not to negotiate with yourself. Consciously saying, I don't negotiate with terrorists. And by terrorist, I mean me. Once it's identity, and you can get past that, and it becomes, I'm somebody that goes to the gym. You'll naturally do things that fit that identity. I'm someone that goes to the gym, so I'm going to go to the gym. I'm a broker, so I'm going to make calls. I'm a straight A student, so I'm going to study. Once you push past all of the negotiations, once you push past all the I don't want tos and you build that muscle all the way up into identity, that's where it flows. And I'm nowhere near it flowing. Literally nowhere near it flowing. But seeing myself conquer my mind and getting better at winning, that's what it's all about. Being in control of yourself. Being in control of your thoughts, your mind, your actions, and therefore being in control of your reality. And that's this week's life lesson. RD2H, Road to Happiness, building our dream realities one life lesson at a time. Bye.